Hey everybody, so today I'm in Morristown, Tennessee at Panther Creek State Park. We've never been here before, but anyway, we're in the area, so we figured why not. So if you're ready, I'm ready, so let's go.
Go past this street, then turn right onto Panther Creek Park Road. Turn right onto Panther Creek Park Road, then bear left.
Bear left. Bear left.
Bear left, then the destination is on your left.
It's visitor center. Shirts. It's over here near the information kiosk. It says David Gordon McCoy, December 30th, 1937 to February 24th, 1998. Building designer and wildlife artist, founding member of Friends of Panther Creek State Park. Designed the information kiosk logo and brochure, a true friend of Panther Creek State Park. Six maps, there's some maps in there. So this says Panther Creek State Park, the area and its history. Panther Creek State Park is located in the Hamlin County community of Panther Springs, one of the area's oldest settlements. Pioneers from North Carolina and the older Watauga settlement in East Tennessee arrived at the springs around 1785. Prior to this time, this land was considered part of the Great Cherokee hunting grounds, and deep below the waters of Cherokee Lake lies part of the Great Indian Warpath, once followed by Daniel Boone. The legends of Panther Springs are many and often include a mysterious Colonel Bradley who, upon early exploration of the area, was threatened by a panther at the cool waters of the spring, shooting it dead. The reminders of earlier times can be seen at the old spring house located 1.5 miles from the park entrance. Forgotten Civil War headstones and the moss-covered foundations from family farms located at the current park property. Beginning in 1965, the state of Tennessee began acquiring local farmland to develop Panther Creek State Park, covering approximately 1,435 acres of land. The park's namesake meanders through the rolling hills and valleys, emptying into the Cherokee Lake Reservoir, an impoundment of the Holston River. Nestled in the shadow of the Great Smoky Mountains, Panther Creek State Park offers a relaxed vacation from the fast pace of everyday life. White-tailed deer, beaver, screech owls, and bald eagles bring sharp-eyed visitors an extra special treat while hiking, camping, or fishing. The whir of mountain bikes or the soft clop of horse hooves can be heard between the hardwood and limestone-covered hills. We at Panther Creek invite you, our guests, to stay with us for a while and enjoy what history and hometown hospitality in these hills has to offer. That's interesting. It's a nice little history lesson, didn't know that. That's got some pretty little scenes. They're showing up, of course. So apparently they have an owl here, but it says Oliver's enclosure is covered due to a new USDA regulation. We are awaiting a USDA inspection to fulfill these requirements and place Oliver back in public view. So we did not get to see Oliver. That's the Welcome Center. That's really nice. And it's closed right now. But it does say on the website they go to lunch every day. we're just having to go freely because there was no maps anywhere and the visitor center was closed for lunch. Campground area over there, and they have a campground store. Apparently you can bring your horses and ride them. Right there's pretty. I like some old rocks. I do see the water. That's a plus.
And them trees good. Get sit there and look at the water. Someone using the picnic area.
We might use the picnic area too.
Yep.
So we decided we're gonna have a picnic in the park. We brought our lunch with us, got to eat somewhere. Come over here. Pretty tree. So today we have some barbecue sandwiches and Cheetos, Doritos, and these new little blueberry moon pies. You excited?
That's yours.
That one's yours. This was, I put mine in the bag. So it's nothing fancy, but we had some barbecue and coleslaw left over from yesterday, what we ate. So made some barbecue sandwiches to bring with us. How you like the view? I said, how you like the
That's
view?
all right.
It'd be better if they had it where at least you could see the water from the picnic areas, I think. That would help out a lot. Oh yeah, and I got the 40-ounce Buc-ee's cup, but I'm not a fan because you have to screw the lid on, and I don't like that. So that'll probably be my only 40-ounce Buc-ee's cup I ever get. I like the other one better because I don't have to screw that one on there. It just pops on and pops off. Now, I'm gonna have the blueberry moon pie. I don't know if you've had these things yet, or if they even had them where you're at, but they are fantastic. And they actually sold out within like 2 days in my area. But they are such a delightful blueberry flavor. And they are blue. I actually think it started melting while we were out here in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think mine started melting while I was out here in the sun. A little bit more than be a s'more. A blueberry s'more. We do have a bathroom over here in the picnic area. And apparently this is a pack it in, pack it out kind of deal because there's no trash cans around that I see. They do have trash cans. I see them there on the back side of the bathroom. Now we know, but I'll just take mine and throw it out somewhere else. Probably at the hotel or somewhere. They don't exactly make these picnic areas handicap accessible. I said, it's not really handicap accessible. So this is the Honorable Stencil Ford Overlook. And it says the valley before you was located at the heart of Cherokee Indian tribal territory until the late 1700s. That is beautiful. And it says, because there is no evidence of established Cherokee villages within this area, formerly known as Panther Springs, it is believed that the Cherokee considered this part of the great hunting ground. The land was set apart by a great spirit for hunting, not habitation. In this valley, the Cherokee hunted deer, elk, bear, small mammals, and game birds to supply the necessary food and clothing for the tribe. They also harvested fish from the river that once flowed freely at the base of this ridge, which they called the Hogohiji, or Big River. Crossing this basin and spanning much of the Appalachian area was a system of foot trails developed by the Cherokee Indians known as the Great Indian Warpath. One of the most notable trails in this area bypassed Panther Springs, traveling from Jefferson City to Morristown. That trail has since become part of our modern-day highway system as U.S. Route Highway, well, not highway, but 11 East, or Andrew Johnson Highway. The first white man to ever set foot on this promised land is lost to history. It could have been Daniel Boone, or an adventurous hunter who reported to the Watauga settlers, causing a tide of immigrants to come this way. And the early settlers referred to the Hogohiji as the Indian River. The first European settlers in this area were issued land grants by the state of North Carolina, which previously owned much of modern-day Tennessee. On September 20th, 1787, grants were issued to Edward and Jesse Riggs and Gideon Morris for the land that is now called Morristown. Between 1792 and 1793, the settlers cut a road presently called Main Street through what is now Hamlin County. It was on this route that most of the early settlers built their homes. The river was renamed the Holston in honor of Stephen Holston, who surveyed the river by canoe in 1761. This river served as a major transportation route for settlers carrying them from Virginia and North Carolina, just as it carried Daniel Boone through the Cumberland Gap while he traveled the Great Warrior's Path, a trail that allowed hundreds of thousands of pioneers to settle the American frontier. Militiamen also rallied along the edge of the Holston River before going to the Battle of Kings Mountain and Cowpens during the Revolutionary War. Today, the original river channel still exists beneath the depths of Cherokee Lake. That's interesting. That's part of South Carolina, talking about the Kings Mountain and Cowpens. Said, how did this community become known as Panther Springs? Legend claims that Panther Springs was named after Virginian Colonel Bradley. He shot and killed a panther that fell into the creek fed by the spring. Although other stories have been circulated, this is the most acceptable legend. Now officially considered an endangered species, the panther or eastern cougar once roamed the hills of East Tennessee in abundance. And that was a picnic in 1908. And early settlers would gather on Sundays at the spring house to socialize, picnic, and listen to the sermons. They also used the cool spring house to store milk and eggs, slowing down the spoiling process. At one time, Panther Springs was considerably more important than Morristown. It was the first stop on the stagecoach route from Knoxville to Abingdon, Virginia. The stagecoach route stopped at a tavern built by John Tate. Weary travelers sat fireside smoking and socializing at Tate's Tavern. Tate also built a 2-story log cabin that he used as a store. And Panther Springs slowly slid into obscurity when a railroad was built in the late 1850s, bypassing the small community and Upton Forest stop in Morristown. This resulted in a gradual shift of population and commerce to Morristown. That's the stagecoach inn. And it says Panther Springs was a typical pioneer village with a store, post office, blacksmith shop, church, school buildings, and homes. And during the Civil War, Panther Springs Academy served as a hospital. And that was it. and Panther Springs Academy was established in 1845 on a hill located just southwest of the spring. It served as a hospital during the Civil War. The greatest threat the hospital faced was smallpox that killed many soldiers. In fact, about 130 Confederate soldiers are buried at the cemetery of the old New Freedom Missionary Baptist Church. During the war, the residents of Panther Springs lived normally as possible. Those who did not go to war continued to farm and gather at Spring House while trying to support the soldiers. Kate Livingston, a former academy instructor, described local Civil War events in her diary. And that would be her diary right there. It says, farming was an essential part of life in the Panther Springs community. Even those who owned businesses held an interest in farming, and many provided for their families by raising crops. Initially, farmers grew corn, small grains, hay, and tobacco for personal use, but later began cultivating wheat and tobacco for trade. Students from 1st through 8th grade attended a Hiawatha schoolhouse. When in operation, the schoolhouse was without electricity. Classrooms were heated with wood burning stoves, and windows provided the only light. Water for the school was retrieved by bucket from the Smalling Spring House nearby. W.N. Ramsey, a local educator, minister, businessman, and landowner, served as principal from 1925 to 1926. Ultimately, the school closed in 1940 and was purchased by the Spoon family. So there's tobacco growing there. That was the school. And it says the church was also a part of life in Panther Springs. In 1905, Mary Center Franklin, the sister of Governor DeWitt Franklin, built and dedicated Panther Springs United Methodist Church. Some settlers attended the New Freedom Missionary Baptist Church, while others went to services held regularly at the Panther Springs Spring House. And then the Tennessee Valley Authority began construction on the Cherokee Dam on the Holston River in August of 1940. And it says the people living in the Tennessee Valley during the 1930s were struggling even by the standards of the Great Depression. The land was overworked and depleted. The best timber had been cut and crop yields were low. As part of his New Deal to lift the nation from the depths of the Great Depression, President Franklin Roosevelt asked Congress to create an agency clothed with the power of government but possessed of the flexibility and initiative of a private enterprise. And Congress responded by establishing the Tennessee Valley Authority with the passage of the TVA Act on May 18, 1933. TVA provided assistance for farmers, planted trees, controlled forest fires, and improved habitat for fish and wildlife. The electricity generated by TVA dams was the most dramatic change to the valley. Electric lights and the use of modern appliances made life easier. Electricity also drew industry to the region, providing desperately needed jobs. And it says, TVA began construction on Cherokee Dam on the Holston River in August of 1940. The dam was constructed to generate hydroelectric power to meet the needs of industry should the United States enter World War II. The dam was completed on December 5th, 1941, just 2 days before the attack on Pearl Harbor. The generating capacity of the 4 hydroelectric units at Cherokee Dam is 135,200 kilowatts of electricity. Creek State Park provides 1,435 acres of land for public recreation and wildlife habitat. From 1945 to 1959, the Hamlin County Parks Committee leased approximately 775 acres of land from TVA. In 1963, a steering committee was established to determine the practicality and likelihood of developing that area into a state park. The plan received overwhelming support, and on August 10, 1967, a new lease agreement was established between the state and TVA, providing 947 acres to be maintained as a state park. By 1968, the state had purchased 488 additional acres from surrounding private landowners. Construction of the park facilities began. And this shows the different families that did the property. Apparently it's very popular with bicyclists here. I'd be on the ground somewhere. They do have a playground. They got a playground area. It's actually a very nice playground for a state park. I do have to say that. They don't have nothing like that in South Carolina. And then they got another bathroom up there.
Probably a swimming pool. Yeah, a swimming pool over there.
Oh, we'll drive up close enough so I can see it.
Huh?
I said you could drive a little bit closer so I can see it. Yeah, swimming pools. Looks like they got at least 2. They must be already drained them for the season though. It is middle of September now, so. And
They got tennis.
they got a tennis court back there. They got a volleyball court over there. They got basketball hoop there.
Bunch of
Yeah, so plenty of activities.
kids on bicycles a while ago. I don't know where they go. About 30 of them.
The sky is beautiful today though. They also have a disc golf course. I just saw one of those over there on the other side. So this is actually a very nice state park. We just came on Sunday and it's really crowded today back at the picnic area and at the overlook.
Didn't know where we're going.
Yeah, had no clue where we were going, so played it by ear.
We looked in the map box. There was no maps.
No maps at all.
Nothing. So, play it by ear and let it be.
Did the best we could for what we had. It said it was going to reopen at 1. It's 1:59 now. But we've already done it now, so. There is a historical marker sign out here at the red light. And I know it says Panther Springs. But if you've got some really good eyes, maybe you can see it from where it's at. Or enlarge it, because I cannot read everything it says from where I'm sitting at. I think it says a half a mile or something like that. But anyway, that's out here at the red light before you go back there. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video for Panther Creek State Park in Morristown, Tennessee. It was a nice little visit. We had a great little picnic there with food that we had brought with us. And I like the overview. I do think that they need to have a little bit more trees cut out, so if you're in the other picnic area like we were in, that you could just walk over there and look out and see the water. But you know, that's just my opinion. I got a lot of opinions. Everybody doesn't like them, but it's okay. And I thought it was very nice. I like the details that was up there at the overlook about how it, you know, all came about and everything. So how'd you enjoy your trip, Mama?
I wish they would have had some maps in their box.
That was an issue. Now, they had 2 spots for maps, not the first map in there.
Mean,
and there is a lot of people there today, so maybe they ran out.
If you come from all the way from South Carolina,
Well, anywhere for that matter.
or anywhere, you need a map to show
Where to go.
where to go, what to do, and that's it.
And you can pull it up on your phone and everything too, which I did. But if you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're going.
And you know, that's a little issue that they need to correct.
Yeah.
I may never come back again, or I may come back when I
The next time you come back,
yeah.
it's not far from Spearville at all.
But they need maps in those boxes.
Yeah, and like I say, there is a lot of people there today. We're having a saw it at the end. The annual family reunion was taking place back there, so that was why all the people were back there. And they could have got the maps possibly. There is a lot of hiking trails in there. Everywhere you look, there was a trail, but we obviously didn't walk those. And I did like back there at the back, even though I didn't show it. Whenever you make the loop from like where the picnic areas are at, there's actually a heart embedded back there in it. That was nice. Mom noticed it because it was on her side of the car. She's like, "Oh, they made a heart out of that." I'm like, "Isn't that pretty?" So I actually thought we were going to try.
It was just like a roundabout, but they made it into a heart.
Yeah, that was really pretty.
And
it was
then,
a design.
And then they say
white post.
Virginia is for lovers. Well, Tennessee must be for lovers too.
Maybe so. Maybe that park is. But I enjoyed it. It's always good to get out and see other things that you've never seen before. It was a free park. You cannot argue at all with that. I mean, if it's free, that's perfect for me. That's my kind of language right there. But I probably would have got something in the gift shop if it was open, but it was closed until 1. And you know, I know too that they have to have lunch breaks and stuff like that as well. But on the weekend, I would think you'd need somebody else in there too. That's just my personal opinion. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you somewhere else. So
And subscribe if you hadn't.
Yes,
and
please
if
do.
you have, tell your friends to subscribe too.
Yes, maybe they'll like some Tennessee
I
State Parks.
appreciate it.
I do too. The numbers have been stalled out lately, but it is what it is. But maybe they'll start going again one day. So anyway, that's it for this one. Bye. On this footage, look at that beautiful view there. It's so beautiful. We don't get stuff like this every day. And I like to say every day and Sunday, so today is Sunday as I'm filming this, because I've actually got Sunday off since I'm on vacation. Other than that, I would have been at work today. That is so beautiful. And I also want you to see this barn up here. I'll just go ahead and put it out the window. Fell in love with this one that we passed by a while ago.